So hi guys, welcome you all to another episode of weekly GVO Tech Talk sessions. I'm Sithara Kalpani, and the topic for today is introduction to Browserstack. Okay, here as you can see, this is the outline for today's presentation. First of all, I will discuss about cross-browser testing in brief, because it's the key of baseline of Browserstack. And then I will discuss about Browserstack and its features, and have prepared two demonstrations from live and automate features. And finally, let's discuss about the pros and cons. I should mention that I'm not going deep into cross-browser testing, because very recently Rooney had done a very descriptive presentation on cross-browser testing. So this is just a glimpse about cross-browser testing. Right, what is cross-browser testing? Cross-browser testing is a type of non-functional testing that lets you check if your website is working as intended when you access to different browser OS combinations. And also, not only the functionality, we also have to validate the quality of the product during cross-browser testing. So assume that we are developing a product like Facebook, which is used by millions and millions of people around the world. So in that case, there may be many browser OS combinations used by the people in order to reach the website. So we have to validate the functionality and the quality is same in every usage. So the importance of cross-browser testing is that you may come across scenarios where your website would work in one browser and may not work in another browser. Or sometimes there may be situations like your website in a browser works in a browser which is mounted in a separate OS works fine, whereas it fails in the same browser but mounted on a different OS. So normally a QA engineer can sense the vulnerable areas and he can test it specifically when doing the cross-browser testing along with the other functionality testing. So there may be various reasons for cross-browser issues. So in my research, I have found a few of the reasons for cross-browser issues. So there may be JavaScript implementation can be different, CSS, HTML validation differences. Some browsers do not support HTML5, page alignment issues, browser incompatibility with OS. Sometimes the browser may have bugs or implement features differently, and sometimes browsers may have different levels of support for technology features to others. These are a few of the reasons, and there may be more, but these are major. So what are the available browsers? If you Google, you can find a lengthy list of browsers in the internet, but Microsoft Edge, Chrome, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Safari can be considered the most popular browsers in the world because they are mostly accessed by the world's population. So when and how do we do cross-browser testing? Basically, early testing always reaps the best benefits. So it's better to start with cross-browser testing as soon as the page designs are available. And if we talk about how, manual testing actually comes first. But with the growth of the system, automation testing would be very beneficial, and it may save all your efforts and time. And if it's better if we can integrate the automation work into CI/CD pipeline, so that after each release we can ensure the functionality is as expected. So here we come to the question, what is Browserstack? Before going to that question, these are some online tools. They are in the I could find which are used for cross-browser testing. Lambda test, Source Labs, cross-browser testing, Ghost Lab, Browsera, and so on. One such cloud-based tool is cross-browser test Browserstack. Sorry. So Browserstack is a cloud-based tool where you can test your website across over 2000 OS browser and real device combinations. So what is special in Browserstack is when you select a browser OS combination, it will automatically connect to a physical device in one of their private data centers worldwide. And once it's connected, the device screen is directed to your own browser. So you can now interact with a real device, actually, which is a fascinating feature. So I think this is a very efficient tool because it provides access to any real device in no time, unlike sharing the devices with other teams in a development company, right? So one more thing I found regarding Browserstack in my research is that even some of the world's largest cloud companies like Amazon, Google, Oracle, and Microsoft rely on this Browserstack. So these are the basic features of provided by Browserstack: live, automate, and perceive to test your websites. So I will in this presentation today I will go deep into live and automate, and I will just describe about perceive with their documentation and demo project, and also they have provided features to test App Live and App Automate, similar to App Automate to test your mobile apps, similar to testing your websites in the previous features. So as you can see, this is a screenshot of the Browserstack live product. So as you can see, there's a panel in the left side, and there is your OS, Android, iOS, Windows, and Mac. And if we select our OS, you can find the versions. Windows, I have selected Windows 10. There are more versions there, and also if in the Windows 10 you can find all these browsers: Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, and so on. So by clicking on one of these versions, you can actually go into the go in and test your web application inside. I will come to this later in my demonstration. So as you can see, this is the pricing plan they have provided, and there's a team plans also, so that is beneficial for the company wise when using Browserstack. Right. I think it's time for me to go into the live demonstration. So this is also a screenshot I have captured because at the very first time when I log into the Browserstack, I get this screen. Right. So as you can see, here I have this is the product for Browserstack Live, and this is the panel I showed you just a few minutes ago. So if I click on the Android, you can see there are a number of devices they provide, and there are also, you can find few versions there, and their browsers you can select. You can find Android as well iOS devices, and also for the Windows and Mac versions. There are are so many versions you can find. So let me go into a browser. So now I selected Chrome 88 on Windows 10, and it starts the setting up the connection. So we have to give the URL testing here. So for this demonstration, I am using this computer database demo web application, which is a very simple web application. So let me copy this URL. What I have to do is just paste sorry I think it's redirecting into another. So let me just copy paste it here. Right, as you can see, my website is loaded in the remotely connected device, and that device screen is directed to my screen, and now I can interact with this screen, and I can test. I can do cross-browser testing inside this panel. So here we have these options like local testing. We can change the resolution. We can report a bug, and here I have now a warning that the session will be end in 4 seconds. That is because I'm using the free plan. Right. Let's go back and let's come to another version again. This is only because I'm using the free plan. So this each device is available for only one minute during the free trial. Starting from resuming from where I stopped, we can also report any bug if available. Assume that we have a bug in the screen, we can report a bug directly from this screen. It captures the screenshot, and we can do selections. Yes, let's do this. Yes, we can circle, we can write it. It's just because of the time limitation, and okay. So I was here before. So also I can write any text inside, and I can email this screenshot to my email to my inbox, or I can download, or if the Browserstack is integrated with one of these software, so you can directly send this bug to their side. So let's close this. This is coming again and again. Right. So that is I hope you guys could understand how this works. But due to the time limitation I have in the free trial, it's quite difficult for me to explain you continuously. Right. Also, I can test locally hosted applications too. So as you can see, this website is hosted in my local WAMP server. So let me show you how this works. So if you know that local testing allows you only to test your private and internal servers on Browserstack Cloud. So you also use local testing to test web applications located behind firewalls or web applications accessed through proxies. So for this example, this may give you an error because this is locally hosted. So what should we do to test this kind of website is that we can test our we can integrate this local binary file into testing and do local testing too. So you have the documentation, perfect documentation given in Browserstack, and what you have to do is only select this line of code. I have previously downloaded the binary file, and I just have to. So it is located here in my folder, and I just have to open the path, and this would open the binary for testing locally hosted websites. Right, as you can see, it gives the message you can now access your local servers in your remote browser. So now if I do the same, let's select this browser. Now you can see that local testing is on with the green color button, and now if you click try again, you should be able to log into the system. Why? Let me try out with a different version, browser version. So let's try with a latest version. Let me just go back and come again. And I was testing in Microsoft Edge beta version of beta version. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right. As you can see, this website is now hosted. Now can be tested in Browserstack. So if I quickly log in to show you this, that this is working fine. Right. So as you can see, I have logged into the system. So never save the password. And here also you can do the same cross-browser testing, but in a locally hosted website. So these are the core features of Browserstack Live. And do you guys have any questions up to now? Silence means I think there are no questions. I will stop the session for now. And also here you have this option, invite my team. So I will directly log into my team. No. Right. Let's move on. And if I have enough time, I will give you the team, show you the team options. Right. So next, I'll be doing the demonstration on the automate feature. So in the automate also, you can test both the publicly hosted and locally hosted websites, as did in the live and automate live feature. So for that, here in the documentation, they have given all the integrations available for Browserstack. Selenium, Cypress are coming in the front. And also, if you go beyond, you can see many integrations available. And at the moment, Cypress is on its beta version. So this is the dashboard. You can see by after getting into the automate feature. So in the left panel, you can see all the builds. Here you can get the access key, username and access key. And this Browserstack gives you the option to run run tests in parallelly, up to 5 threads. And here in the top header, it gives you all the details about the current build, and you can filter out the test as per the pass and fail status, and also you can filter out as per the OSM browser. I'm going to demonstrate this using Cypress, even though it's in its beta version, because I am much familiar with Cypress. I take these two websites in order to do the test demonstration today. This is the Cypress project I have created. So for now, I have written a very small test script in order to verify a search result in the grid. And you guys, I will first run this and show you how this works. Let's first stop. I was running it previously. Right, the test passed. So how do we integrate this testing to Browserstack? That means how do we test it in Browserstack in Browserstack build? So for that, Browserstack gives a good documentation. This is the documentation for Browserstack Cypress integration. So first we have to install the CLI by using this line of code. It's very easy, and we have to just configure Browserstack in Cypress project, and then we would get this kind of a file in our project, Cypress project. And here I should specify the browser OS and versions. Basically it gives you by default it gives you these browser OS and versions of the browsers, but you can ignore any of them or add any of them, and you can find out the OS versions, browsers, and the versions of the browsers available for Browserstack automate testing. I will quickly copy two of them, and right, the file I showed before is this in my project. So by default it gives it has the username and the access key and I'm now I have copied and I'm now pasting the version browser OS and versions here. Because I had previously removed a few of them because of the time limitations I get in that free trial. Also, you get this run settings here. Cypress config file. You have to give the path of the config file, and you can give the project name, build name, and also you can give the parallels. If you can remember, I mentioned that there can be 5 parallel threads. I have given 3, so it will run in 3 parallels. You can mention whether it's headless or not, and also as per the connection settings, it gives local false by default, and there's a local identifier. If you give a identifier here, in each build, it will clear out the previous run identifier and replaces it with the latest identifier. So I'm not going to demonstrate this feature. Right. So now that we have integrated the browser stack in our project, if you go to the documentation again, now you have to do only run your test. To run your test, copy this line, and now you have to go to the project file, project folder, and just run this line of code. Right, it started running. Right, now if we visit our dashboard, you can see a new build has been initiated, and something went wrong. Let me sign in again. Right, so I gave two of the browsers and two of their versions per each. So now you can see they are running parallelly, and it may not take much time for this test specifically, because it's a very small piece of code. But if I show you, I will show you one example with a big number of test cases run in a very limited time period. Right. So until they are getting passed or failed, I will click on one of the builds, one of the tests, and show you the specs there. First of all, it gives you all the details about the Cypress version, who ran the test, and the session ID, and about whether it's local or not, the status of the test, the OS, the browser and the version, and the duration of the test. So here also you get all the information. Maybe you will get a proper video to download from here, but I think since this is only 5 seconds, I think that is not available for me to show you guys. So if I click on this test, you can see the piece of code, and also if you can see all the console logs here. And if there are any errors, you can see the screenshots from this pane. Let's go back to the specs files and see whether the tests are on press. Right, they are completed. So the duration is only 1 minute and 8 seconds. So this is this way I tested a publicly accessible website. Now I'm going to show you guys how to automate and test a locally hosted website. For that, we have to launch this binary file. I mean, I didn't close it, but publicly accessible websites would run this regardless of the status of the binary file running or not. But if you want to test a locally hosted website, you have to run this binary file. So since this is running, I will show you the specs. You have to change in the file. Now that you have the connection settings as locally, so first of all I will show you guys the piece of code here. I will add spec file. Just copy paste. Let me show you guys that this is working. Here in this piece of code, I have done just a little verification of a message text. Right, the test passed. So the we can verify that this test passed. So I'm now going to show you guys how this test would be passed in Browserstack. So for that, we have to change some settings in this browserstack.json file. We have just to change the local value to true and save. Also, let's close this binary file. Close. Right, closed. What I have to do is I have to now I'm again I'm going to do a local testing, but here when I'm doing automate, I have to specifically force local. So now the binary would run with force local enabled. Right. Again, I will copy this line and just paste here on the project folder path. So before clicking and enter, I will show you guys the test results. I'm sorry. Okay. Test results are displayed in the console log also. Right now it started running. Now it will run with all the previous tests also, because I didn't remove the test file. You can see there's no proper order of running and passing the test cases because this is done parallelly. So in this, so we are focusing on this test case. It's been passed. Right, so you can see most of the test cases pass, right? All of the 4 test cases all of the 2 tests passed in 4 browsers, 2 browsers in 4 of the versions. Right. Here when it's running, you can also stop any build on the way also. So do you guys have any questions up to now?
Sithara, can you show that console window?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is the just a runner, right? The what you installed as local.
Yeah.
So
But
is yes. So is
I think
there?
yeah, I think what it must be doing is it must be publishing the test to the cloud.
Yes, and running the test on the cloud, right?
On the cloud, yes.
I mean, was there a way to run the test? I mean, nominate our own machine infrastructure to run the test on. I mean, I was just thinking about it as a workaround for this pricing. Like if it's our own hosted environment to run this, or even your local machine.
But then you won't have the browsers, right? The browsers and
no, no,
Yeah.
Ravi.
Yeah, it's always running on their cloud platform.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember, someone else also did presentations a long time back, but back then it was not this comprehensive. Now, like this is like very comprehensive and very complete. I mean, it's very sophisticated tool.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So since the time is up, I will also again quickly show you some of the few cool features in Browserstack. Before that, I will show you this test. This is just the Cypress example test files. You can see there's a lot of tests, but it only took only 11 minutes and 6 seconds to run all of these tests. So this is super fast, I think. Also, I think you can remember that I mentioned about Percy, a product called Percy. So now I'm going to show you guys that. So, oh, sorry, it's the same live. So in Percy, what is done is it checks whether there are any UI alignment change, UI changes available in the feature branch, and it compares it with the master branch. So there's a demo project they have given. I will quickly show you guys the demo project because I didn't get ready for this project. So here you get the master branch and the feature branch changes, and as you can see, this line is green color and this line is yellow color, and in per se you can verify the changes, check the changes. They are being showed in red color. So if you are okay with the UI changes, you can approve the build. If not, you can pause and do whatever changes. I mean, do the enhancements of the feature branch and do the new release. So this is Percy is integrated with Browserstack. Also, there's another integration called.
Sithara,
Yes?
so like what does Percy do? So it compares the UI.
Yeah, it compares the UI. So here you can see this. The color of the icons are different. This is black and this is yellow. So what Percy does is on its run, it checks the differences and lets the person know there are differences, and you can get the decision whether to continue the build or pause the build. Pause means hold the build.
I think this really looks very cool. I think this is operating on top of the pixels. Like it takes screenshots and compares the screenshots on top of each other.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even depend on the HTML element inspection. It will give you the real, like what the human eye can see. Looks really cool.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Also, here I was talking about this speed lab. You can give your website URL and see the accessible speed of the website. So I'm taking my project ppms because it's somewhat slower. And show you. So until that runs, it again gives you a comprehensive report about how about the speed of the accessible speed of the website in different browsers. Right. So there are many more features in Browserstack, but due to the time limitation, I'm going to stop from there. So here you can see an email I got. These kind of emails come daily when I started doing automating Browserstack. So these are the pros and cons discussed in the trustradius.com and getapp.com by the users who has taken the price to paid versions. So it says I will go through them very quickly. Automate test cases and simulate the same. Lots of devices are available and platform browsers are available, and it tests on real devices, easy to manage, and direct integration into QA testing system. SOC2 certified, and this helps companies to comply with security policies and update frequently with latest devices, and good documentation guide. Also a quick response from support team. Also, as the cons, I have noted that the price is huge compared to the competitor. That is the most common point, negative point. and the others are mobile devices are not available in all variants, hard to find team subscription prices, crash problems sometimes it works a bit slow, and you can test a few browsers cannot test a few browsers at the same time. So these are not all my ideas, and these are from the real users. Right, do you guys have any other questions?
So how is the pricing for this, Sithara?
I'm sorry, Hetu?
How is the pricing for this? Can you like go back to the pricing?
Yeah. $29 per month, 39 per month for both desktop, and there are team plans also.
One user, one parallel test. Unlimited testing minutes. Okay, that's good.
Any other questions? No, right? So I think we can wrap up the meeting for today. So thank you guys for joining today. Have a nice day. Bye.